Hey everybody, welcome back to my Project 13. Just wanted to talk a little bit about this new smartphone from Andy Rubin, co-founder of Android, his new startup company, Playground. The Essential PH1, a very interesting device, and going to basically be stock Android. It's just going to be the bare minimum, the essentials that will all you're going to need to run this device. Now, anything else you want to add to it, that's going to be your prerogative, right? But the thing is, he wanted to make this device as simple as possible. Also, on the corner, top right-hand corner of the device, going to have two magnetic pins that you'll be able to adapt some accessories. Now, there's going to be a 360 camera, the world's smallest 360 camera that you'll be able to pick up for $50 if you pre-order this device over at www.essential.com. I will leave the link down below in the description down below, so be looking for that. So if you purchase the device, you pre-order it, you'll be able to get that accessory for 50 smacks. Now, yeah, so the thing is with these two pins, for future devices, they'll be able to move those pins around if they want on other devices, and you'll still be able to use the accessories they release for the Essential PH1, PH2, and so forth. I figure that's the kind of lineup they're going to have with these devices. So, yeah, man, if you love your Google Pixel, or you are a Nexus fan like I am, this is the device to look to. Now, I don't know with my financial situation and what I'm looking to pick up, if I'm going to be able to pick up that device, but I'm thinking really hard on it right now. I'm not going to pre-order. I'll probably wait. But I want to know what your thoughts are on the Essential PH1 that Andy Rubin and his team have created and they're putting out. It's a beautiful looking device, really is. Titanium, ceramic, a 5.71 inch display. It kind of has an odd aspect ratio. I'm going to get over to some specs and talk just a little briefly about the specs. It's going to have an IPS LCD display. It's not going to have a Super AMOLED display. Again, 5.71 inch, which means it's an aspect ratio of 1312 by 2560. Corning Gorilla Glass 5, Android 7.1 Nougat, Qualcomm Snapdragon 835, octa-core processor, Adreno 540. Will not have an SD card slot for memory expansion, so it will have 128 gigs on board, which is a lot of memory. 128, you really don't need any more than that, do you? Well, that's up to you. 4 gigs of RAM. It will have 2 dual cameras on the back, 2 dual 13 megapixel cameras, 8 megapixel on the front. Now, the thing about this device, it's going to have an edge-to-edge display. Now, there will be a little bit of bezel at the bottom, but it should be edge-to-edge. If you look at, and I'm going to add in some screenshots of the device and the device itself, so you can see how up top it'll have an 8 megapixel front-facing shooter underneath the display. I don't know if I really like that. You can tell me what your thoughts are on that, but it's going to be mostly display. It's going to look very beautiful. Again, I don't know about that, but if I do get it and have it in hand, I may change my whole thought process on that. So I don't know. We'll see. So let's see. We'll have face detection and laser autofocus, LED flash, touch focus, face detection, HDR, panoramic, video in 2160, 30 frames per second, 1080p, 60 frames per second, 720p, 120 frames per second. The front-facing cam will have 2160p, 30 frames per second, 1080p, 60 frames per second, and 720p, 120 frames per second. So you'll be able to shoot 4K video on the front of this device. Crazy, 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 crazy. Yes, stereo speakers. Will not have a headphone jack. Active noise cancellation with dedicated mic. I'm hoping that there's at least 2 mics on this device. Fingerprint sensor on the rear. We'll have the snap-on accessory, so we'll have those magnetic pins on the back. Fast charging, and we'll have a 3040 milliamp battery. So was hoping that the battery would actually be a little bit larger than that. So We'll have USB Type-C, will not be water resistant, will not have wireless charging as well. So that's a rundown, a quick rundown on the specs of the Essential PH1. What do you think about this device? What is it that you like? What is it that you don't like? It will be able to work on all 4 major carriers. That's a good thing. It's getting it into those stores. That's another hurdle. Okay, you can sell it online on the Essential website. Hopefully, maybe through Amazon, maybe Best Buy, I don't know. But to get it into all 4 major carrier stores is really what needs to happen here. Even though the average consumer isn't really going to understand what they have in their hand like the techie would. But it's going to make it that much easier to be able to not just go in and buy it at full retail price, but for the average consumer to be able to get this device and have a simple device to work with, because again, it's going to just be the bare essentials, and be able to pay monthly payments for 12 months, 24 months, and so it makes it easier for others to enjoy these devices that normally they wouldn't get to enjoy if you don't have them in store, especially with all 4 major carriers. So let me know what you think. Wow, yeah, it's kind of exciting to see. You for me as a YouTube reviewer, I have plans of what I'm picking up, and we already hear rumors and leaks of devices that we're looking forward to, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, you get these devices that just drop in front of you. You're like, what in the world is it? Where did this come from? And it throws a wrinkle into your plans on what you want to get. Most of you already know I'm going to be bringing the HTC U11, and then after that, I'm thinking OnePlus 5. I'm thinking somewhere in the Moto lineup. Still looking at Sony. But then all of a sudden, this device comes out of nowhere, and I'm a huge Nexus fan, and I want Nexus to come back just as much as anybody else out there. And if this device is what it is, it's almost like I have to choose now what I was going to bring in. I may not, to grab this device. I don't know. You let me know. The Essential PH1 by Andy Rubin and his team. Crazy. Sounds like a killer device to me. Sounds like a monster device to me. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on it down below. Leave some feedback. Again, I'll be leaving the link for the www.essential.com. So you can go over there to their website and pre-order yours if you want to do that right now. Some of you are going to wait, probably just do your homework. Who knows? 700 smacks. Is it worth your money? Or going to wait to see what the reviews say about this device? Peace. I'm out. God bless.